Warning, this video may contain coarse language and politically correctness that I cannot be held responsible for because this show brings it out in me. You have been warned. Thank you. Okay, so, hello and welcome to the Handmaid's Tale weekly review. It's season 2, episode 5, Seeds. Full spoilers ahead. And I just want to start off by thanking everybody for all the support. I'd also like to thank the newest subscribers that we have. If I forget you, if you're not on this list and you did subscribe in like the last week, it's probably because your account is private. And so I don't always get those notifications. That's something that's going to come up in the contest too. So, but I would like to thank the Clipper Chip. If I destroy your names, by the way, I'm very sorry. Sherry Paiva, Sahar Shaheen, Renee Shoemate, The Uncanny Shane, Ryan Woosley, and Samantika Uggs. Those are all my new subscribers because we are now at 47 subscribers. Now, for other channels, that's nothing, but we are 3 away from 50 subscribers, which is awesome. And that also means that we're 3 people away from the contest that will be going on for when we hit 50. Part of the reason I picked this background was not just because she's flipping off the camera or the picture, letting us all know how she feels, but this is one of the 2 posters that will be a part of the contest. So this is the first option. I'll have the other poster for next week's. Hopefully by then we'll have the 50 subscribers, so it'll be easier, to choose. So yeah, if you don't, the other poster doesn't have anybody flipping the bird, but I like this a lot, and I think it's pretty funny. You might not want to have it hang on your wall, so you might want the other option, which we'll see next week. Anyway, after all that hoopla and everything else, let's get right down to the nitty-gritty of this episode, which is gonna be like, honestly, next week's is probably going to be the one that really sets me the fuck off. But this week, it's just when I think I'm watching it and I'm not going to have to go the hell off. They find ways to do it. I mean, again, not entertained, but I just can't. It's like watching a car crash. I just can't look away. But, so how do we go here? Because I'm trying to actually review this show without just ranting, but we get off here. And look, we saw last week, there was a couple of things I missed. The other women, the flashback scenes where we see that June had an affair, and the wife of her, the guy that she's with, that she has a kid with. I forgot to talk about that, but I really don't think that really mattered too much in the story, except that other women, like she had an affair, and some of the things that go on in this society of, people having kids, men sleeping with, other women, these handmaids to have babies, I guess correlates in some fucked up way. Not quite the way that, the morality of having an affair versus the morality of having somebody bang your handmaid so you can have a baby. But it's somewhat similar, and I guess in some twisted, fucked up way. So I didn't cover that, and I'm sorry, but that's about it really for that last week's episode that I missed. But here we go. So Offred's been broken. And broken so bad that she's just so, like, they think something's wrong with her when, well, what did you expect? This is what you fucking want. And when they get it, they still have some goddamn problem with it. What's wrong with her? Bitch, I'm doing what you want me to do. So even when they get what they want, these people are just goddamn bananas. I mean, she's rebellious. Don't be rebellious. Give them what they want. there's something fucking wrong with you. You can't win with these crazy motherfuckers. So, what we have here is Aunt Lydia and June and Serena Joy having this little, you know, probably weekly checkup of the baby. Now, what I do really like here is the power structure here being looked at. You know, you've got Aunt Lydia on one side doing, the checkup and writing things down, which, with a pencil and all this shit that women aren't supposed to do. And like Serena Joy looking at it, you know, and I kind of feel like she's seeing a little bit of hypocrisy in her, like, belief system that they've created. Aunt Lydia's like, oh, well, this is just a thing that has to happen because of my position, you know. Like, oopsie, I have to write things down. I'm a woman. Oh, I can't help it. I'm writing stuff down. It's part of the job. Otherwise, I'd probably stick this pen up my ass. But I did kind of like that Serena's looking at it and kind of the way that they're kind of talking and looking at each other. The tone is not very nice between these two. And I mean, you got two Cersei Lannisters in the room. I don't think they're gonna get along. Do you think Cersei Lannister would get along if she had like a complete double? No, one of those bitches is gonna die. So anyway, uh, we also get the scene afterwards of Aunt Lydia knows that Serena Joy's been smoking, and she's starting to question like Serena Joy's like choices about this household because in order to have a happy slave baby, you got to have a happy household, which is really, I mean, come on. When you have slave babies and mama babies, being slaves to pop out your babies, how can you not have a happy fucking house? I think it's crazy, right? Everybody should be living La Vida Loca. But anyway, I digress. And again, you see that kind of, Aunt Lydia and Serena Joy. I don't think they like each other very much. And I don't think that this is gonna. I think we're gonna see some more conflict coming from these two. Now, do I really care if they rip each other's fucking heads off? No, I kind of hope it happens. I hope there's but it's a classy show, right? It's for the subject matter, it's very classy, very PBS. So I don't think we're gonna see like a drag out cat fight between these two. But it would be sweet. Maybe a Robot Chicken or somebody crazy like that can have a Handmaid's Tale throwdown. I don't know. I'd pay to see it, even if it was made out of action figures or clay. So now we get, they're taking their little walk, their little stroll. That's just as much for the handmaid it is for the fucking bitch that's walking the baby or the handmaid. And they get to their little group in the park. And I just love this, the baby's crying and they're like, oh, she's teething. And she's like, God's testing me. That's exactly what every mother that goes through the teasing phase is saying to themselves. The Lord is testing me. Yeah, that's what it is. Because you're the first person to ever have to be, go through the teething process, you stupid coos. Just the things that come out of these motherfuckers' mouths, man. I am trying to not be as tangenty about it, but it's just like, do you hear yourself talk? You dumb dumb? Don't cry, little one. I think the fucking baby's crying because it's near the Stepford wives. But, no accounting for taste, right? They'd probably find a way to blame it on the baby. Why is it crying? And here we also get the example of, Serena talking to June. Like, these walks are for you as just as much me, and I don't want to do all the talking. And this goes to that frustration that Serena's having, that she's trying to say little glib things and flippant things and little gossipy things to June that she's supposed to respond to, like, in a little bit. But, hey, man, when you show a girl somebody hanging from a wall and tell them it's her fault, I I mean, Aunt Lydia said we went to great fucking pains to break this bitch. Pardon my French on the bitch part, because she ain't. But, the level of ignorance just astounds me. And the hypocrisy of it all. Just astounding. And I love, though, here we get some more kind of Game of Thrones type stuff where Nick foolishly, says something to Serena like, hey, I think something's wrong with her. The best way to get a target on your back is to be stepping where you're not supposed to be stepping in this world. Or in this world too. Alright? So if you don't want anybody to know that you give a shit, don't be bringing stuff up that you know is not your place. You know what's going to happen to you. And of course, by overstepping, Nick is in deep guano. Sort of. Depending on how you look at it. So, of course, Serena goes to her husband and does that subtle little conversation that they have about Nick. Oh, hey, Nick really cares about what's happening with Offred. And that look that happens over Joseph Fiennes' face when they're talking about it. He's like, And he looks up in that way where, boom, he's not having any of this. And that's his own twisted male crap. Because, it's like, is he in love with Offred? Is he not? Or is he just because she's his property kind of thing? Like somebody else wants what I have kind of thing. So the best way for Serena to get rid of Nick is to bring it up to the husband without bringing it up. Making it sound all sweet and fucking nice, like the cunt that she is, and gets Nick into trouble that he doesn't want. And what's that kind of trouble? Well, we have, Serena's husband, I don't remember his name right now because there's so many thoughts going around in my head, but Joseph Fiennes' character goes to his boss and is like trying to get rid of Nick by giving him a promotion. And this guy telling him, look, a loyal man is a loyal man, and then he starts spouting off all this biblical bull crap that, I just want to throw up every time I hear it when these guys are justifying their shit that they do. They bring up Bible verse. Yeah. And so he gets Nick into this little nightmare that is arranged marriages. Now, arranged marriage has been happening in different cultures for a really long time. And some people find it okay in other cultures. In this culture, there were arranged marriages. There's been this kind of thing throughout history. It's 2018, and I feel like this is, that kind of subject where I don't give a shit what anybody else says, is my opinion, but this kind of shit needs to be not ever, it should be done. If you don't want to marry someone, you shouldn't have to. And they do it in such this creepy ass way with the hoods and the motherfucking guy walking up and down spouting Bible verses about, Adam and Eve and blue. And it's bad enough that these are arranged marriages. It's bad enough that Nick has to marry somebody he doesn't want. It's bad enough that they have devolved this much to where women are just given away, like, this is how little they think of a woman. And how these it's like these cocksuckers, man, they were just waiting for their opportunity to do all this crap. Because before, they would just be, they're the weirdos. And they're the fucking crazy ones and all their little weird things. So we're the normal people who just want to, fucking live our lives. I'm telling you right now, if there's a group out there like this right now, and you know of them, tell somebody. Okay, tell them there's some fucking nut jobs that are looking to turn the world into this. Because if this were to actually happen, Because I'm either running for Canada or I'm blowing my goddamn brains out because I wouldn't last a second in this world. Well, there was a tangent. We're at 15 minutes in and I went on my real first fucking tangent about this. So anyway, creepy little ceremony. And it's bad enough that it's arranged marriage. But then they're fucking kids. Shaking my camera, I'm so upset. Kids, man. So now we're not just selling people into sexual fucking slavery. We're giving away our children to get fucked in arranged marriages. Children. Now I know that in the past, child brides has been a thing. It's still a thing in other countries. And depending on what state you live in, it's probably still sort of going on. But come on, man. You want to know why Canada doesn't want to help you out? Gee, I don't know. Maybe because you got baby, some little kid that's barely hitting puberty, if that, getting married to your people. You fucking goddamn. Ugh. So, Nick's married. He keeps eye looking at Offred. And of course, Serena Joy telling, Offred, June. I said Offred. I feel like I just said fucking Voldemort. Looking at her like, oh, he's so handsome, and I got what I wanted. Ooh, let me live my fucking. And the husband looking all Machiavellian over the whole thing, like, yeah, the plan worked perfectly. He's wearing that outfit that looks like like maybe the spare outfit for that guy who does Hotels.com or whatever that bearded dude is. Is that Hotels.com? I don't fucking know. But so there's the wedding. They look at each other. She's trying to hold it together. And in the meantime, she's been bleeding. So there's that. And then, she gets home and they're having their little soiree, this little private, husbands and wives only. And she goes upstairs and finds out she's bleeding bad. Which means we're in miscarriage town, population June. And this is where it actually, starts to turn into this, like, okay, I've done everything that I have to do. I am broken. And now if this baby is gone, what the hell's going to happen to me? What use do I serve? I'm dead, And when you see all that blood and like, dude, a little spotting is normal early in pregnancies, but that much blood, ooh. So, what else would you think? I would think I was going to get killed. Now, I know I've been forgetting the little scenes at the colonies. And honestly, in the episode, when they would do those little scenes at the colonies, they were like a breath of fresh air. It was like, and to say that's kind of messed up because, you're going from one shitty situation to another shitty situation. But when the shitty situation out in the colonies makes you feel a little, like where you need to like have a moment to breathe while you're watching the show, like, so you get these scenes where it's like it goes from child bride scene to like a wedding in the colonies where these women are basically worked to death. That's the moment you get to breathe. That's the moment where you go, oh, thank God we're in the toxic waste of the colonies. But there's really not much to say about the colony scenes except that there's this little bit of hope going on in these places where they're still trying, no matter how hard they're pushing these people down, the women are still trying to, go out standing on their feet, a little bit, like having not letting anybody take away their dignity. Now, if I'm Emily, I'm absolutely right. Like, I'm trying to keep you alive. They took your eye. They took my clit. They did your fucking, we are cows. And you were, it was great how she said that, like you're making it all nice at the slaughterhouse. You're flowering up the slaughterhouse. So I'm hoping that there's another escape situation going on here pretty soon for the colonies because, if all we're seeing is another, like basically like a death camp, hello Auschwitz, a little nod to Nazism. I hope there is some hope there. But that's really all that those scenes did for me. Was just showing that bit of hope that Emily, you know, is just trying to survive, and that all these stupid things that you're doing is really just, it's meaningless, and that God's not watching, man. If he is watching, where is he? You know, like blah blah blah. Well, that's a topic for another conversation. Anyway, so we get to we're about near the end here, and Nick finds, he's about to go do his husbandly duty after talking to Joseph Fiennes, about their more colonial fucking cocksuckery. And, as he's about to go do his husbandly duty, he finds June, out there in the rain, all bleeding out and dying. She probably jumped. We don't see what happened to her after she's sitting there with all the blood. So I'm assuming she jumped out the window or something. Like, maybe she left and ran out the window, but I think that she probably jumped. And so when she does wake up in the hospital, and you find out that the baby's still alive, because of course Serena Joy's like, oh, thank God, and runs out the door. This is the important moment of the episode where June, realizing that the baby is not dead, finds it in herself she realizes, find the inner strength to stop being, broken and going through the motions, and finding another way, hope to find another way out for her and the baby. And that is a strong way to end it, and that's really great. Good episode. I hope I didn't swear too much in this one. I hope I didn't say too many politically incorrect things in this episode, but still, I'm looking at the sneak peek for next week where it shows Serena and her husband's little, beginnings of this movement here where they're rising up, like they're the rise of this thing. And I got a feeling I'm going to be snapping like a mofo for next week. But I did get to see in that preview Serena Joy get shot in the gut. That made me smile. But I'm assuming that's probably why she can't have kids. She took a bullet. The Nazi bitch took a bullet. I'm going to start crying right now. Oh my dear God in heaven. So anyway, that's it for this week. Again, we are at 47 subscribers. So 3 more, we will have that contest. Again, this is the first option here. The other option for the poster will be next week. And then, so if you like this video, please hit like. If you want to subscribe and get us to 50 or beyond 50, which would be great. But look, I'm not asking for the world. I'm realistic here. But hey, hit subscribe. If you know people that want to see videos like this, share it with them. But other than that, again, thanks for all the support. We've got videos for Legion. We just got put up. We got Westworld's newest one. Comic book reviews come up later today. And let's see, Preacher's coming pretty soon next month. And I always say I might do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I don't know. It always depends on how I feel about it. But otherwise, thanks for viewing this. Thanks for liking and subscribing to all of your new subscribers. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a good one. Bye.